Welcome to the Stand Like Men podcast. I'm Daniel Challenberg.
And I'm Logan Ingram.
And we're here to discuss what it means to be a man of God and what godly masculinity is. And we encourage you all to join us along the way.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. And if you're enjoying the podcast, feel free to give us a rating or shoot us an email or some comments. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah. Well, did you hear that the Golden Globes recently had their podcast of the year?
No.
We did not win.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking for my letter.
Yeah.
You know, my, what is it?
Did you find out did you hear who did win?
No.
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler, really?
Amy Poehler has a podcast and she won.
I don't know what kind of human being she is, but she's absolutely hilarious.
She's funny.
Especially as Leslie Knope.
That's a funny show.
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec is a funny show.
Yeah, and SNL, I loved watching her and Tina Fey on SNL.
Yeah, it was interesting because like she gets decent ratings, I think, but like, you know, Joe Rogan is like number one.
I did see that he didn't win.
He did not win.
And I don't know why.
He didn't subscribe. Like he didn't.
Oh, he didn't
enter.
Okay.
He didn't enter.
Yeah. For those that don't know, all this stuff, the Grammys, all the music awards, all of that type of stuff, you actually have to pay and submit your stuff to be considered to win those things. They don't just randomly call you and say, hey, we're nominating you for this. Mm-hmm. You have to, it has to be by some type of invite, but they invite you to spend money and submit your stuff. So if you didn't know that, now you do. Yeah.
And it's just the same group of people selecting basically the same group of people to win every time.
That's it.
And apparently we're not part of the friend group that gets to decide who.
My bad.
Apparently we're not part of the friend group that gets to decide who gets best podcast.
Yeah. Well, it used to confuse me to death.
Yeah.
Because there'd be stuff like certain movie awards, and I'm like, that movie was horrible. Yeah. How did they get nominated to win this? And it's because they submitted it themselves. It's not because anybody else did.
No. Well, it's always the same.
Yeah.
It's always the same people doing the same thing, and I don't know.
Sorry.
Okay, I was like, what is that? What is that noise?
Yeah, it kind of interfered with the mic.
It sounded like a helicopter.
It did, yeah.
Anyway, so maybe next year.
Sorry. Got cut up making helicopter noises.
No, that's okay. And now I have to keep the bit about the phone noise in, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Anyway, so maybe next year we'll win the Golden Globe on Best Podcast of the Year.
Maybe so. You know what? I'm going to nominate us. Just send it in.
I think we have better things to waste the money on than a frivolous...
Find a donor, maybe.
There we go. If anybody wants to submit us to the Golden Globes, let us know. You can reach us at standlikemen@gmail.com.
Hey, that'd get our name out there.
Yeah. That's funny. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, we're talking about hospitals today.
Hospitals and hospitality.
Hospitality.
Being hospitable.
Hospitable. Okay, so what is being hospitable?
Okay, what is being hospitable? I believe, that's the one thing I didn't do is write down like an absolute definition of being hospitable. Well, I wrote down all of the like spiritual parts of it. Yes, not the actual Webster's dictionary version. Do you have that?
I don't have the dictionary version of it. I just have like kind of like anecdotal type stuff. Yeah. More like examples. Well, at some point I want to jump into like, is there a connection between hospitable and hospital? Since I kind of made the joke of we're talking about hospitals.
I believe
today.
so. And
so.
Hospitality, like that's hotels and motels, and a lot of it is actually people waiting on other people. So hospitals, the same thing, people serving others. A hotel, people are serving you, cleaning your room, serving you with a bed and a room, maybe refreshments. That's hospitality. Because even if you go to like a event center, hospitality is the people serving and serving food and cleaning up stuff.
Yeah. So this is just AI's answer to Hospitable meaning. That's going to be a problem all day, all episode. AI's answer to what is hospitable meaning. Hospitable means being friendly, generous, and welcoming to guests or strangers, creating a warm environment like a hospitable family. It can also describe an environment, climate, or situation that is favorable for growth or easy to live in, such as a climate hospitable to crops, or a mind that is receptive and open to new ideas.
So you don't believe it's a one event thing, kind of like if there was an event happening at like a wedding, you're a part of hospitality and you're hospitable to all the guests. What we're the definition that we're referencing right now is more, it's like everything else we've talked about, a character trait.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's ongoing. It's not one event and then we're done. It's a way of being, a lifestyle.
Yes, I would say so. Okay, so hospital. Golly, apparently that word is really hard for me. Sorry, I was looking up if there was a connection between hospitable and hospital. And this is really causing me problems today. I think because when my son was a wee little lad, he called a hospital a hospital.
Oh, okay.
Which was adorable until
it causes a speech impediment.
Yeah. And so now I can't figure out, am I saying hospital, or hospitable?
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, it's super cute until you start messing up a podcast.
Yeah. Like this moment right now. Do you think this would impress the people at the Golden Globes? This moment right here?
Hey,
probably not.
Bringing laughter to all the world.
There we go. Yeah. If Amy Poehler can do it, we can too.
Entertainment and laughter to the world.
Anyway, okay. So hospitable and hospital share a common Latin root, hospice or hospice, Hospes, I think hospice, which refers to a host, guest, or stranger. While a hospital is a place providing care for the sick, hospitable describes the act of welcoming, which is increasingly encouraged to improve patient experience and comfort. Both words are derived from the Latin hospes, which is host/guest, and hospitalis of a guest or host. Historically, hospitals were places of shelter for needy, acting as hosts to guests. And then healthcare providers are increasingly adopting hospitality principles such as empathy, cleanliness, and comfort to turn medical facilities into more welcoming, hospitable environments. Despite the shared root, modern hospitals can sometimes feel inhospitable due to business-driven practices like billing, impersonal care, prompting a movement to bring hospitable care back to hospital settings. Yeah, billing is one kind of issue with billing. Anyway. So it's a root word to hospital, where you are caring for other people. Like you are as the host, you are caring for other people. Like, and specifically hospitals is the sick, where as a hospitable person, you are caring for others, but in a more homely situation. Mm-hmm. Like traditionally in your a hospitable person welcomes people into their homes.
Do you think it's just for revenue purposes?
What is?
Well, like being hospitable. Like, because that's what hospitals are built for, to make money.
Yeah.
Hotels, the hospitality industry is built for making money.
Yeah.
Do you believe that that's what the Bible's telling us to do? Is be hospitable when you can get something in return?
Yeah. I would think not.
Probably not.
I would think that it's the reason Paul is calling men to be hospitable is not to make more money.
Oh, I think Jesus tells us exactly what to do.
Okay. What does he say?
In Luke 14:12, then Jesus said to his host, when you give a luncheon or a dinner, do not invite your friends, your brothers or sisters, your relatives, or your rich neighbors. If you do, they may invite you back, and so you will be repaid. But when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed. Although they cannot repay you, you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous.
Oh, so it sounds like Jesus is telling us to do these things not because we can make money, but because it's
our character.
It's a character thing.
Yeah, we're taking care of others.
I think I agree with that. I think I agree with Jesus there. Okay, so to sum up, how do we sum up what we had just been talking about?
Hospitality is a character trait, again, like all of the other ones that we've discussed this far from 1 Timothy chapter 3. And it's not just a one and done.
Mm-hmm.
It's not self-serving.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what Jesus is talking about.
Yeah.
And like one of my notes, it says, Christ-centered hospitality reaches down, out, and across, not just inward.
Okay. Yep.
So it's all inclusive,
mm-hmm.
and you're not looking for anything in return. It's just a mindset and a way of living.
Yeah. It's looking out for the needs of others.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, when you're welcoming somebody into your home, which is the first thing I think of when talking about hospitality, is you are like when I'm a host to. Well, okay, so every week, just about, my son has a bunch of his friends over, and they have game night. Well, when they come over, we feed them dinner, we give them drinks, we let them sit down, we give them games to play with while dinner's getting ready, or in between, like dinner and their game night. Then they play games that we provide, and we do all that, and then. We'll give them dessert. Like, we take care of their physical needs, and we make sure that they feel welcome in our home. And like, we're serving them, like we're bringing them food, we're bringing them drink, all that stuff. Like we're helping them, taking care of them, but to help them feel welcomed and valued, and welcomed and at peace and comfortable in our home. And that's the first thing I thought of, is that we're taking care of them. You go to like a convention, or sometimes at a youth rally, they'll have like a hospitality, or maybe like a sports tournament or something like that. They'll have a hospitality room for the people who are working the event. It's the event runners are taking care of the workers to make sure that their needs are taken care of, and that like they give them a place to rest and a place to like eat and drink and just kind of like socialize, but in a comfortable place, taking care of their needs that way. Hospital, depending on who you are and how old you are, is like taking care of people's specifically wellness needs. Like they're sick, and so or they're sick or injured, and they need help with that. But yeah, it goes back to your character of you're taking care of people's needs, and you're looking for people who need something, regardless of where they are, socioeconomically, or whatever power or influence that they might have. They have a need, and you can help them with that.
Yeah. Do we see hospitality as entertaining guests, or more as opening our lives and our hearts to people? And, caring for them, caring for their needs, mm-hmm. sharing, our lives with them.
Yeah. I'd say it's definitely more than just entertaining guests. Mm-hmm. And we see the characteristics of hospitality in these, we see examples of hospitality in when we entertain guests, or when we feed or heal the sick or whatever. But it goes back to it's more than just entertaining people or making money off of people. It's like caring for them.
Yeah.
It's them focused, and what can I do to help them out?
What's interesting is, and I'm guilty of it too, men outsource hospitality to their wives. You ever think of that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you're good at this. We're having small group in my house. Oh, Cindy's got it.
Yeah.
I'll hang with the guys.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of help if she points and shouts. But for the most part, I think as a society, we do that.
Mm-hmm.
And this, 1 Timothy chapter 3 is specifically talking about men as leaders in their home and community and all of that. And in this verse, clearly puts hospitality on leadership.
Yeah.
And so we don't need to be just outsourcing it all the time to others.
Well, because it's being hospitable in this and what Paul is saying is we are expected to show honor to others.
Yes.
And like we are expected to, and like that's basically what it is. It's showing honor. It's looking out for other people's needs and taking care of them in whatever context. If they're in your home, if you are at church, if you're walking down the sidewalk, if you're in Walmart and you see somebody in need, you have a responsibility. You can show them honor by helping them. Mm-hmm. And it's showing honor to somebody else.
Yeah. And it makes you approachable, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like because you kind of exude these, like we've talked about, we've talked about our character kind of goes before us, mm-hmm. and people know us by our character and they know us by our fruits, and it's almost like, as the kids are saying, aura. Like we almost have an aura of hospitality, because if we are, hospitality reflects accessibility, generosity, and humility. Mm-hmm. And those can be exuded externally, right? Because if it's in you and it's overflowing in you, it's going to spill out. So it'll spill out, and it'll be to where the world can recognize us for that. Mm-hmm. And we can be accessible, so the needy, people who needs, and it doesn't have to be a beggar on the street, somebody who's homeless, or somebody trying to raise money for a foundation or missions. It could be a brother at church who just needs somebody to talk to. Mm-hmm. It could be somebody at school who's going through a hard time, and they just see you and you automatically give them a feeling. Because we talked about it before. It's not necessarily generally what you say, it's how you make people feel. Mm-hmm. And I think hospitality really goes along with that, because people will feel welcome if that's what you are exuding.
Yeah.
Hospitality too is not an all-exclusive club.
Oh.
Like that's not what this is about. Like it's not about, so yes, we're talking about leaders in your home and church and community, but you don't just make it about that. Mm-hmm. Like, because I can be as hospitable as I want to be to my wife and kids and nurture them and everything. But if I step out of that house and I'm not, mm-hmm. then am I doing anything good and great? Mm-hmm. No, I don't believe so. Because we're called to go out. And like Hebrews 13:2, do not neglect to show hospitality. Thanks, Daniel. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers.
Yeah.
And then Romans 12:13, contribute to the needs of the saints and seek to show hospitality.
Yeah. So it's kind of, so what I'm hearing us discussing is that this is looking to bless others, looking for other people, looking out for the needs of others.
Yeah, it's not
actually
self-serving.
Regardless of who it is. Like, it's easy to say, look out for the needs of others, and then mentally, either intentionally or unintentionally, keep it focused on our family and friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I could look out for the needs of my neighbor. Oh, they have a downed tree in their yard. I'll go cut it up for them and drag it off because they've got a tractor that I might need to borrow next week.
Yeah.
Like, that's not.
But this is literally anybody you see that needs help, mm-hmm. you stop and help them.
Right.
And it's not a passive, like, if it comes up, it's an active look for people to help.
Yep.
Yeah, that's inconvenient. That happened kind of last night. So this is telling on myself a little bit. We're at church. I get done talking with whoever, and so my family was supposed to be in the car waiting for me. I get out there. My son's there. My wife is gone. I'm like, where'd she go? He's like, well, she's telling so-and-so that they got a flat tire. I'm like, okay. I'm like, shoot, I'm going to have to change that tire. Like, I don't want to change the tire. And then thankfully, like, about the time I'm like, all right, I'll put it in park. I'll get out and change the tire. Here comes Don and Yvonne. I'm like, fantastic. Don and Yvonne are going to change this tire. I don't have to do anything. I just go home, do my thing. And then Kara's like, hey, we're going to take the Willis kids home. I wasn't supposed to say the name. I don't guess it doesn't matter. We're going to take their kids home. And I'm like, dadgummit. This is inconvenient. I don't want to do this. I had an errand that I needed to run. I needed to stop off and pick something up at the store. And now I can't. Now I've got to go drop them off, and then I can go to the store, and then I can come back and do my thing. And that's at least a 20 to 30 minute like delay in my plans of what I was going to do. And so I was looking for an excuse not to be hospitable in that moment, where somebody that goes to church with me had a need, and I was looking for an excuse not to meet it. That was not very hospitable of me.
Yeah. Man.
This is a very inconvenient verse. I wish we hadn't discussed it today.
I know it. That kind of goes back to the exclusive club deal, right? Mm-hmm. It's exclusivity. Mm-hmm. Is, well, we only are hospitable to the people closest to us, mm-hmm. right? Well, that just shows everybody else who's worth our time.
Yeah.
Someone else comes up, they're in need. We're like, well, we're maxed out on hospitality for now. I'm doing that with my family and friends. Mm-hmm. And then what do they automatically think? Well, I'm not worth their time.
Yeah. We can't say that the gospel is for everyone if we're not willing to share the gospel with everyone.
Thank you.
Regardless of, I have a hard time with like smelly people. There's some people in the youth group. This is not going to surprise you. There's some people.
One of my children.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not in the current list that I'm thinking of.
Okay.
No, your kids smell fine.
Okay. Good.
But there's some kids like that just smell bad. And I don't know if it's because they don't shower, because they don't use deodorant, because they don't wash their clothes. I don't know why. And some of them, like, they're very active, and like they've told me they take multiple showers.
Yeah.
But they work out in the morning. Like they get up, they get a shower, then go work out, then they get another shower. They play baseball or whatever. They do all the sports, and they keep working out, and they keep doing things, and they go to work in the field or whatever. And like they live a very active life, and so they just smell bad. I'm like, I feel like you're also neglecting the deodorant. But also, I don't know how much of this is because they aren't doing it because they don't want to, or because they don't have the financial ability to keep deodorant in stock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an easy time to live right now.
Nope.
And so, but yeah, there's some that just smell awful, and I want to share the gospel with them, and I want them to know that they feel loved, but I'm also like, I don't like standing next to you right now. I wish you could stand over there and I could share the gospel with you there, but I need to be next to you. And but if I profess Christ, like I'm supposed to look out for people, like they can't, oh man, I was going to say like they can't benefit. They're certainly not benefiting me olfactory wise.
Yeah.
And like, it's actually an assault on my senses. It's a very caustic nature, but it doesn't benefit me to spread the gospel other than that is my expectation. Like it is expected of me to share the gospel. And then not necessarily just preaching Jesus, but to treat them as if they are a valued and worthy individual.
Yeah, I believe that biblical hospitality is not just about opening our homes and, our businesses and just being open. It's about opening our hearts to others. And that's what's going to carry us, because all of this stuff is heart issue stuff, right? I mean, every single trait we've talked about, it comes down to your heart. So if you're not hospitable in your heart, then you're probably not going to show it outwardly anyway. And again, hospitality reflects accessibility, generosity, and humility.
Wait, say those again?
accessibility, generosity, and humility.
Yeah.
So you got to be accessible to people. You got to be generous with your time and
it's not, and I would say it's,
you got to be humble about it.
All of those in a non-passive manner.
Yes. Thank you for joining us on the Stand Like Men podcast today. Again, we're really glad that y'all are here, and we would love to get some of y'all's feedback, whether it be a rating or a review, or even if you send us an email, you can check us out on all the socials. You can message us there. We'd love to hear from you guys if you have questions about past episodes or even suggestions for new topics for us to talk about with biblical masculinity. We'd love to hear from you guys. You can email us at standlikemen@gmail.com. Our verse is 1 Corinthians 16, 13, and 14.
Be watchful.
Stand firm in the faith. Act like men. Be strong.
Let all that you do be done in love.